eye Ghanatube so pensema hodo a ekoso ewo mining dia na wo de wonsa wudi weni so wudi weni atremu ewo channel we say say dia air trending kwa e na ye de bro e was avo example no yenkotie nya ekoso ewo mining na imba.
I'm curious to know why you're wearing black. Black is my favorite color, though.
It is my favorite color, and I tend to wear black a lot. But today it was very deliberate because the same people that not too long ago were disturbing us with this state of emergency, put a ban on mining, this here, that here. Every day you wake up and you hear a key member of the ruling NDC, you know, come at the government really directly on this Galamsey issue. Then we listened to His Excellency the President John Mahama, and the response, I mean, I was shocked because I do remember that I've said that before when we were in government, looking at all the parameters and everything that was happening at that time. We did a little study, and then we found that there are about 1 million people directly involved in small-scale mining. So even if you take it as 3 dependents, you get about 4 million. And so that at that time, the call for the state of emergency was something that's, you know, would have been very tricky for us. We were called names. We were called wicked. I mean, somebody even brought in my profession that they expect more from me and that I should be more worried about the consequences of the distraction that was happening. Only 8 months down the line, you see the president himself repeats my argument. What happened, MFR? I mean, I was very shocked. In fact, I had to watch that video several times to make sure that what I heard it correctly. And, you know, I would have even expected them to show some more determination or show some more effort to the fight, because if you go back in 2017, at least we did put a ban on it for a while to try it and figure it out. So nothing like that has been done. You set up a gold board, and now it turns out that we can be very sure that gold board is buying from these small-scale miners, some of which are illegal. I'm not going to go the same tangent they did by trying to lump all small-scale miners together as mining illegally, but we cannot sit here and pretend like gold board is not buying from galamseyers as well at a very low rate that is causing them to also be agitated. And you take that money and use it to buy pickup trucks and whatnot and donate it to the tax force again. I mean, who are we kidding in this country? It's time we all come together again and begin to call out His Excellency John Mahama administration for the big scam they pulled over the people of Ghana, because this is not what they promised, especially with regards to the fight against galamsey.
Well, yesterday, the Minister for Government Communication, Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, speaking on the Super Morning Show, said we should hold the president accountable for his own words.
Oh.
No words of his, appointees. Now, the question is, did you hear the president in the run-up to the 2024 election say that he would declare a state of emergency?
I didn't know that's how it runs now. And to me, it was a very calculated attempt. That means at that time, when his very high-ranking members in his government, we've seen the current Minister for Foreign Affairs going on that tangent several times. We've seen the current Minister for Lands, the sector Minister for Lands also said that. Even the Minister for Education at that time. These are no small players in the NDC administration. They are very high-ranking, and I think it was very deliberate, high enough for people to believe what they are saying, but they were giving themselves wiggle room. It just means that they had planned this scam a very long time ago. And because you mentioned the Honorable Felix Ofosu-Kwakye, I've also seen some comments coming out of him that we should show him evidence that it is getting worse. He should hold on. Very soon we will provide the evidence. I don't know if just by driving around, which I'm sure he does a lot outside of Accra, he cannot see that the matter has escalated. But as a responsible opposition, he should hold on. We will provide him evidence that the matter has escalated. And I don't think that excuse holds at all. Actually, really? show some effort. Like show
but
that you
can you hold the president for something he did not say he would do?
Is that how we are playing the game now? No, they are key members. Okay, then we are holding the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources, because he said in opposition that, I don't know if you even remember the last address of His Excellency Addo. It got so feisty that our dear mother, Auntie Rebecca, was even upset. He took it on and made it seem like, the NDC government, when they were in opposition, made it seem like the solution to galamsey was to remove MPP. because MPP members were the ones illegally mining. Now we hear their constituency chairman doing this doing that, national security taking over legitimate mines, and it is clear that it's now that the real galamseyers are in power. We expected after everything that they said, you cannot absolve yourself by saying that the president never said it. I've heard some people say it wasn't in the manifesto. How do you expect Ghanaians to take you seriously going forward? How many people read the NDC manifesto? It is what you go and sit on TV and say as a representative of the opposition, as a group of people that expects Ghanaians to put their faith in you to represent them. So after all of that, you cannot then come to us and say it wasn't in our manifesto. The president didn't say. How many people read your manifesto? But that video of the Honorable Okudieto Ablakwa and the Honorable Minister for Lands, even the Honorable Haruna Iddrisu, it's something that everybody saw. So you can just imagine how many Ghanaians saw that and saw that as a real determination in the fight against galamsey, and so voted for you. And now you are telling them this it's very surprising, and I don't think the people of Ghana are going to forgive them for that.
But they said they are dealing with it, so you should give, because what the destruction that happened in the last 8 years, they say, cannot be undone in 9 months. That's what they say.
Yes,
I mean, isn't that being real with you?
Let's not kid ourselves and feed into their propaganda that this distraction was something that happened in the last 8 years. It is not true. It is absolutely false.
Okay.
It's something that they've tried to deliberately do to make things easier on themselves. Galamsey did not start in the last 8 years. There's evidence of the late Professor Evans Atamils. Even he looked, so surprised about the thing and taken aback. That was a long time ago. I think prior to 2012. We have evidence of in His Excellency John Mahama's first administration that then Minister for Environment saying that he has essentially given up on the fight against galamsey. If it didn't exist, then what were they talking about? So I think
they meant not the existence. They're talking about the gravity of destruction.
No, it was there. There are videos as far back as 2012 where even Al Jazeera also came into the country to make documentaries about this. The only thing that happened in the past 8 years is that the NDC used it as one of their tools to get the MPP out of power. So it became very focused in our national conscience. And His Excellency, the former President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, also took the fight head on. So it's something that suddenly became discussed a lot. It doesn't mean that's the point that it's escalated.
So beyond the lack of trust for government, at every government at a particular time, and I will not say this is exclusive to the NPP or the NDC, but for the trust that the Ghanaian people will have in a particular government at a particular time, we'll look at what's really the achievement of a state of emergency. If that can get us the results, likewise, the measures that they have put in place will get us the result, will we be concerned? Is it a matter of the state of emergency because they said it, whether directly or indirectly, or it's just because we can get the job done?
Okay, so
in my question, the real, what's embedded in my question is that because a government has said they will do A, or a party said they would do A, when they come in government, do they have that power to at least alter what they have said if it can achieve the same results?
Okay, so I'm going to be very honest with you. I'm not going to take the same road that I don't think a state of emergency is the way to do it. But I do not believe that you should scam your way into power and then now use English to try and get your way out of it. We can all do that. We all have a wide enough vocabulary to get away with that. But you don't do that. That's number one. Number two, even if they had put in measures that we thought, number one, were different or could achieve any solutions, then we could say you are putting up a legitimate fight. What have they done differently in the last 8 months since they came into power on this galamsey matter? Nothing. All that has
Would that
happened.
be fair? Because, I mean, because you're in the news almost every day. Erastus, whilst he's reporting that there's galamsey happening here as well, will report when there's some confiscation done, when some military persons have been sent to, sack miners. You see, maybe not what you expect, but also say that they're doing absolutely nothing.
I'm not they are doing absolutely nothing new.
Oh,
nothing new.
Nothing new.
So if you come in and you promise heaven and earth, and you come and you are just arresting people like His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa was doing, what have you done? It means everything you said was a scam. You haven't come with anything new to improve the situation.
Let me ask a question. What do you think is the most difficult thing in fighting this galamsey? Why are we always talking about it?
You know, I think that's conversation we should have, we'll discuss, and I'll give you my thoughts. In fact, I think you should look at the 2024 manifesto of the NDC, of the MPP. We saw that this was not something we could fight the way we were fighting, and we came up with some solutions. But at that point, when the NDC was in opposition, they told us that they are not going to come to the table with us and help us fight galamsey. That they are not going to help us offer solutions. We're in government, so we should fix it. So this morning I'll give them the same advice they gave us. They're in government, so they should fix it. They promise heaven and earth on this matter. Someone just sent me a news flyer of Obuasi West NDC Vice Chairman leads illegal miners to seize and lay claim to mining concession. This is your own party people that are very easily found. So that could be the first problem. If you are able to get your own people to get out of the space, wouldn't that bring some sanity first? If you were to put a blanket ban like we did, wouldn't that bring some sanity first? But because of the things they themselves went to tell the miners during the campaign season, they cannot dare to do that. Right. It's as simple as that. And so everybody is disappointed in them. You see, you've been talking about, Erastus talking about some progress being made. But we can go back to 2017, and I am sure you will see...
It's the same.
Yeah, you see even more of the progress being made. So to me, it's neither here nor there. The excuses that they are giving, bring evidence, this, that.
It's
too early to...
I was out for me, and I was Mwechi, and my quotier and Semno. Obey me, our comment. Our comment section, I'm a can carry Eddie Amorphe. Aha, Ghanatube, so Modofo Snowy. I was out for Cecilia, my crown.